So my name is Shravan and I work in the SAP S/4HANA finance domain for last since 5 years. And today's session, we're gonna cover and I will be giving you a clear understanding on what SAP Public Cloud Finance is and why the companies and organizations are adopting it. So we will understand like what we will be learning throughout this course and also covering the opportunities it can create from the career perspective. So this session is not going to be a highly technical session. So the objective of the today's session is to help you understand the overall landscape and the learning roadmap of the public cloud finance. Yeah. So let me bring up my screen. Just confirm me once you are able to see my screen.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Yeah, thanks. So before moving out to the slide, so I just wanted to brief you as like and most of them are starting out in the SAP and like many of them are having the less experience. So before starting out, I just wanted to give you SAP market evolution. So before understanding the public cloud finance, let's understand how the ERP landscape has evolved. So traditionally, organizations and companies used the ERP solutions to function their business. So this system used to require companies to maintain the lot of to maintain their own server database and infrastructure and technical teams. It took almost like the implementation process took lot more of a several months and it used to take a lot of years to implement the system. So today's like business wanted most of the things to be the faster implementation with a lower maintenance cost and continuous innovation. So and also more of like a flexibility. So this shift has driven the companies and organization towards cloud-based ERP solutions. So in order to cater this, SAP SAP had come up with the SAP S/4HANA public cloud. So which follows a cloud first strategy and focus on more of standardized business process and rapid deployment. So that's what like the evolution of the SAP has so far right now. So yeah, we are moving on to the presentation. So what is SAP HANA Public Cloud? So many of us have heard SAP ECC, which was like a traditional ERP platform. But SAP S/4HANA Public Cloud is more of like a next generation ERP suite, where which built on the HANA database. So biggest advantage is that it provides real-time processing and reporting instead of waiting for a batch job or a reconciliation activities. User can automatically schedule everything via background jobs. Like there is no manual intervention or anything like that. What we used to do in on-prem. So another major improvement is the simplified data model. So which reduces the complexity and improves system performance. And as for HANA public cloud is more of like a Fiori. It's not like where we install the GUI and we log in via credential and we go to the T code. It's not like that. It's more of like a Fiori interface and user-friendly interface, which significantly improve the user experience compared to the traditional SAP GUI. So when it comes to the public cloud finance, so when we are talking about public cloud finance, we are referring to SAP cloud-based finance solution running on SAP S/4HANA. So it includes all the major finance processes such as general ledger, accounts payable, asset accounting, bank accounting, and controlling. Like it covers all the modules which we used to run on the GUI. So unlike traditional system, public cloud finance follow best practice and standardized business process. So organization can implement this process much faster because many of the business configuration and scenarios are already predefined by SAP. So basically, in simple, what happened? So SAP was in a business from 1972 onwards. So from that year till today, they might have implemented lot of ERP solution in many of the companies, in many of the in the multiple different types of business process. So right now they are having the build what we can say a repository of all the business process. So what they have done based on the repository which they are currently having, they have come up with the cloud solution. So in cloud, they have already predefined everything. For example, in accounts payable, we have multiple process, right? Invoice booking, then pay, the purchase order, then invoice booking, then payment. So similarly, for each of the industry, they have built a template, like a predefined, we can say. So because of that, the implementation process is much faster as compared to the old GUI, and also it is lower, like it takes less maintenance. Most of the data it sits on the public cloud, right, which belongs to the SAP. In ECC, what used to happen? All the data used to be maintained by the customer only. Like customer need to find a third party cloud provider where complete data is stored under his servers, where they used to pay a certain amount or a fees monthly to the third party server guy. But here what happens? Everything is there on the SAP cloud. So there is no need of companies or a organization to pay extra for the maintenance of that. And similarly, SAP Cloud have a real-time analytics. So we like if you open up the screen and if you wanted to pull up any reports or anything, you will get the live data in it. And similarly, it follows the most important, which is clean core approach. So what does clean core means? So in ECC or on-prem, we can create multiple number of Z transactions, right? But in public cloud, we are not allowed to create any Z, like we can't create any ZT codes. However, we can create a multiple applications on the BTP, but we can't go create or applications which we I mean the Z transaction. So everything is standardized here. If you wanted any customization which is not available currently in the BTP, then you can reach out to the SAP. And what will SAP do? They will analyze from their end, and they will provide you this application or a feature in the upcoming cycle. I mean the upgrade cycle. So currently there are two upgrade cycles which happen in SAP. First is in Feb and second is in August. So in a year, we get a two upgrades where SAP introduce multiple different features. So what these upgrades contain? So basically, whatever the issues which the clients or customers which are facing in the market right now, so they will be collecting all that data and they will be working on the solution. So whatever the solutions which they have worked, they will just feed that via upgrade in these 2 months. And there are also a couple of monthly upgrade as well. It's more of like a bug fixes and any defects in the product. And the last one is it support modern finance transformation initiatives. So apart from all the sub modules which we see in the finance, which are available in the GUI, the same modules we can see in the S/4HANA public cloud, and along with some advanced modules like central finance and more of a controlling side. If the client wanted some like a high level of finance configurations and a process that are also available in the public cloud. So yeah, so far any questions anyone having or anything you wanted to ask before moving ahead?
No.
Okay.
So shall we go ahead? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, go ahead,
Okay.
Shravan. Let us see. Maybe we'll
Sorry,
put up
Yeah.
the
sorry.
Q&A later.
Yeah, someone having a
Yeah, Mahesh,
question.
go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. See, this BTP basically for what purpose it will use in public cloud?
So BTP is basically it's like more of a technical side. So it's basically a platform where you can design your applications in simple. Like from a finance consultant, if you wanted to know more about the BTP, it's a simple platform where you can design your own application. So similarly, what used to happen in ECC, we used to, if you wanted any new, if you bought up any new process in the business, so you will go for a ZT code, right? Where you build your custom T codes, and based on that you provide a solution to the business. But here, if you wanted any applications, so you can build that application, you can host that application in the BTP, and or even you can build that same on the BTP platform. It's like a platform, you can say, like how
Which
we have a Play Store, right, for Android. Similarly, a BTP is a platform where you can view all the current existing applications which are developed by the SAP and all consultants.
we can integrate BTP with Joule. Means some of the
Yes.
standard applications is there, apps is there. Okay, if the client requirement is there, different. For example,
Mm-hmm.
that's the customer reports is there, right? They don't want the SAP
Mm-hmm.
standard. Okay, based on their requirement, we can build the app through BTP and Joule. Am I right?
Yes, correct. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Like we can integrate anything with BTP. Basically, it's a platform which connects SAP and the integration. I hope you got the
Yeah,
answer.
yes. And
Yeah.
this normally this Fury for what purpose we
Mm-hmm.
will use in on public cloud? It's for the day-to-day transaction posting, all configuration during an implementation. How we were maintaining in it's in the GUI. The same way we'll use here in, but here it is instead of T codes we used to here in applications. Is it correct?
See, what we in public cloud happens, so it's not the screen is like not like a ECC or a on-prem screen. Here, everything work will be on the Fury only. Like earlier, what used to happen, you would install the GUI, then you used to log in via the GUI, right, in the desktop. But here, everything is hosted in the web only. You will be having a web access links of a different server, I mean production, quality, and dev. So whatever the client you wanted to log in, you will click on that link, and if it will automatically sign in into your ID, and you can perform your day-to-day activities in the same screen. I mean, in the Fury screen.
Can I add one point here?
Yeah.
Yeah, here is the right. Most of the 90%, okay, we are doing the configuration through apps only. Okay, that is
Yes.
like IMG activity is there, implementation activity is there. Okay, how we
Mm-hmm.
are seeing in the GUI, we can see that also. But
Mm-hmm.
most of the 90% configuration through apps only. For example, OB52 is there, right? Open posting
Mm-hmm.
periods. Okay, that we
Mm-hmm.
cannot see in the public cloud. Okay, we are using some apps and
Yeah, it's a managed posting
yeah,
app, period app.
yeah, and based on the activate the scope, those functionality only can work in public cloud in CBC. Am I right?
Mm.
Configuration
Yeah,
business, yeah,
correct,
central
correct.
configuration, yeah,
Yeah, central business
Central
configuration.
business configuration. Correct.
yeah.
So we will covering the CBC as well in the upcoming further slides. So I hope we are good to go ahead now.
Yes, we
Yeah,
can.
please.
Yeah. So right now, many of you have a doubt, like what is the difference between public cloud, private cloud, and on-prem. So yeah, we will quickly cover it. So this is one of the most important topic in today's session. So in the traditional ECC environment, organization had a significant freedom to customize their system. So while this provided a flexibility, but it also increased the complexity, like a maintenance effort, upgrade challenge, and implementation timeline. So what happened, like in traditional ECC and on-prem, we had this, we can develop many custom T codes, right? And we can build many more custom things, which used to which used to increase our project timelines and it will also like more of like increase the complexity and maintenance effort and all. But public cloud follows a different philosophy. So instead of heavy customization, organization adopt standard process recommended by SAP. So here infrastructure is managed by SAP. Upgrades are delivered automatically. The user experience is like a Fiori based, and implementation cycles are shorter, and companies can focus more on business value rather than the technical maintenance. So this is one of the key reason why many companies are currently moving towards public cloud. And like if you see, both public cloud and private cloud are same. The only difference is that in private cloud you get the GUI access. Like you will be having both, like a GUI as well as Fiori app access. But why companies go for private cloud rather going for public cloud? For example, private cloud is adopted by those type of business where they wanted to store their data in some private servers. So they want, like, for example, if any government company or a government organization is there, so their data is more of like a confidential data, right? So they don't wanted that data to be stored in some public server. And so in that case, they go for a private cloud implementation. Here, what happens? The high, it's like it costs a higher in terms of maintenance and hosting the requirements, and it supports both like greenfield and brownfield approach. And public cloud is more like a multi-tenant environment. So multi-tenant is might like the same in it, that same, like it's more of like a bubble where you can say most of the companies are sharing the same servers where the data is kept, like there where the data is kept. And here the pre-configured best practice automatic updates are there. And it's like a quick deployment. Like you can go live within the 30 days if your business process is minimal. And as I mentioned, like most of the customization are managed via BTP. Like most of the applications we can host in the BTP server. And it's best for the most of the standard mid-sized business and small companies which are on the evolution phase. And here the implementation approach is mostly the greenfield approach. And private cloud is more of like GUI plus Fiori combination, where you can like work on the GUI as well as Fiori. And here you can develop your own GT codes. So the only difference is that the cost is like the maintenance activity, the maintaining of all the server and hosting is high, and you will be needing a separate team to maintain that. And it support both greenfield and brownfield, and it's best for like a regulated industries where the government intervention is very high. So in that case, that companies mostly prefer the private cloud approach. And on-prem is more of like total control and customization, where you can design your business process as per your need, and you can control your upgrade cycle and system configurations, and you can like it's like a more of like a support brownfield, greenfield, and selective data transition. Any questions here?
Yeah, this is regarding upgrade question. See, in on-premise, as you told already, there are two phases. Upgradation automatically it will done in public cloud, correct?
Correct.
In February and August. How it will be
Hmm.
in on-premise? It will be manual intervention should be there for upgradation.
So yeah, basically in on-prem, we need a separate team which are working on the technical side. So they will be responsible for like upgrade cycles to do the upgrade cycles. I mean,
So also there will be more criticals also will be there during these upgradations, correct? Due to data
so,
inconsistency.
correct, correct.
This February and August, this both upgradation cycles, it is applicable both in public and private, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
No,
Thank you.
public only.
What happened
Sorry,
private?
can you come again? Can you come again? I didn't hear you.
See, my question is, as you
Hmm.
said, these upgradations will happen on yearly twice in February and August, correct? This is
In
applicable
public
only
cloud, it
public
happens.
cloud. What happened
In
private
public
cloud?
cloud, it happens. So in
What?
private cloud also, they are having the upgrades, but it's most of their organization choice whether they wanted to upgrade it or not. Because
See,
public
once in
cloud
a
is
3 years,
something.
on premise and private, once in a 3 years, the new version will be there. Okay, based on the client requirement, they can upgrade. For example, 2023 is there, but now 2025 it is a new version. They can upgrade if they want, client want. But public cloud, it is a default. It is upgrade will be there. Am
So
I
then
right?
this private cloud and
No.
on-premise, it will be manual intention is there, is it?
Yes, yeah.
See,
If client
basically
need.
in yeah, sorry to cut you. So basically in public cloud, we are having two upgrades, which happens in Feb and August. And in private cloud, like as uh, Parvat mentioned, we are having 2 year major release cycle, which will be having a feature pack delivered by SAP every 6 months. And similarly, like the maintenance limit for this is like at least once every 7 years, we need to like mainstream our maintenance process. So this
Yeah. Yeah.
everything is maintained by the completely handled by the SAP. So
SAP.
where you
Okay.
need to submit a request via ticket to the SAP, and they will be executing this technical patching work like in the terms of upgrade, system update.
Yes. Thanks, Ron.
Yeah. So moving on to the next, like why companies are moving to the public cloud. So the first reason is the speed. So organization want faster implementation and quicker business outcomes. And the second reason is cost. Maintaining, so you may know, like maintaining infrastructures like servers, upgrades, and a separate technical team can cost a company's huge amount, right? Like it's bit of a expensive. And so that's why most of the companies are preferring moving to the public cloud. And the third point is that SAP continuously delivering the innovations through the cloud platform. So right now, a cloud is something which is SAP is currently like fully focused on implementing, like providing a customer with all the flexible solutions in whatever areas. So that's the reason companies are mostly moving towards the public cloud. And another important concept is the clean core. So SAP encourages customer to minimize custom developments and stay closer with the standard process. So this makes upgrade easier and ensure long-term sustainability. So as a result, public cloud has become like a strategic direction for many of the companies in the worldwide because of all these uh, like advantage or features you can say. So like what are the benefits of like a clean core strategy? So it reduces heavy customization. So unlike in on-prem or ECC where system was mostly dependent on the custom T codes, here we won't be having any custom T codes. Everything is standardized. So it reduces the dependency on the customization. And as I mentioned, it takes a lower maintenance and upgrade effort. Like everything will be done by the SAP. And like the third part is like a faster implementation cycles and it like easier adoption of SAP innovation. So like whatever the innovation which SAP is coming up in terms of public cloud, it much of easier to adapt from the business perspective. And it's like a lower total cost of ownership. Here you are not owning any server or any maintenance activity or anything. Like it's fully owned by the SAP and they will be the responsible for providing a better facility to the customer. and keeping the SAP system free from excessive custom code as we clear, and extension handle to the BTP API. So as I mentioned earlier, like everything here is hosted on the BTP, like it's like a standard tool where we can host our integrations and work on a multiple things like creation of applications and developing the business solutions. And the last is easier upgrades. So at time SAP automatically upgrades the system, so there is no need of any manual intervention from the customer side. Yeah, so now we are moving out to the finance process overview. So, so before learning SAP Finance, it's important to understand the business process that drive the finance activities. So let's take an example of procure to pay. So a company purchases materials from a vendor and an invoice is received. So the finance team records the liability and later process the payment. So similarly, in order to cash, a company sells a product or a service and generate a customer invoice, receives payment and record revenue. So all these transactions ultimately impact the financial statement. So SAP Finance helps organization manage this end-to-end business process efficiently and accurately. So these are some of the standard finance practices or a process which we can say which are currently used by many of the clients. So like procure to pay, order to cash, record to report, and there are other business processes as well which differ from company to company. But these are some of the standard which are currently available in the SAP Public Cloud Finance. So moving on to the next public cloud implementation area. So the key focus areas to ensure SAP public cloud adoption and deployment across your organization. These are some of the key process which you need to aware in terms of public cloud finance. So the first is CBC. So in SAP public cloud, whatever the configuration or anything you wanted to do, that are done by that done via CBC. So in traditional ECC or on-prem, what used to happen? We used to go via SPRO, right? So here we are going via CBC, like whatever the configuration we wanted to carry out in the system, it's done by the CBC only. Like CBC stands for Central Business Configuration. Just a minute.
Okay, in the meantime, I sent you a feedback form, guys. Please fill it so that will be helpful for you to receive a further communication and also a discount codes for any upcoming courses. Okay, I'll communicate on that.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, basically a CBC is like a SAP tool where we integrate our SAP system and to proceed ahead with the implementation. So what happens? Think of a CBC is like a where you think of a CBC is a platform where you can like it's a central tool to set up and manage SAP S4 on a public cloud implementation. So it's like a one of the most important concept in SAP public cloud. So what we do in a CBC from the consultant's perspective. So in CBC, we as a consultant, we will be defining our organizational structure. So by organizational structure, I mean like we will be creating company, then company code, then assignment of company code to company. Then we will be also creating the plan. Then we will be creating sales organization, then division. So all these org structure level things are created in the CBC. So earlier we used to do the same things in the SPRO by going through each and every node, but in public cloud we do this via CBC. And similarly, we also activate scope items. So scope items are something like a business process. So if we like in further classes, when we cover the implementation activity, like how the implementation works, so that time you will be coming across this term scope item. So scope item is something which we select during the time of before the time of implementation. Like there is a tool called digital discovery assessment where we need to select a different types of process. Like SAP will be providing you all the process as per your business process or as per your industry, where we select all the process, and that process contains a bundles, and that bundles are known as a scope item. For example, account payables. In accounts payable, there will be lot of different types of business process. So when we select this business process, that will be considered as a one scope item. So the activation of the scope items are done via CBC, and once after that, we can also configure countries and regions. So like whether if the company is operating at worldwide. Yes, Parvat, you have raised your hand.
Yeah, just I want to know that the SSC CUI
Sorry.
that is after CBC is the right double
Uh-huh.
SCUI. What is that
Yeah.
meaning? Yeah.
Can I cover a CBC after that? Can I go ahead with SSUI?
Yeah,
Is
sure,
it
sure.
fine?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so that's what in CBC we can configure countries, region, and manage implementation activities, and also deploy settings to the system. So we will cover this more of CBC and the upcoming classes via practical, where I will show you everything. Yeah, so moving on to the next SSCUI. So think of SSUI as a SAP approved configuration screen, which like in public cloud to perform business specific business configuration. So since SAP follows a clean core approach, right? So customer cannot access the entire backend configuration, that is SPRO, like on-prem. Instead, SAP exposes these selected configuration activities through SSUIS. So basically what happens in ECC on-prem, we have this SPRO, right? So under SPRO, we have financial accounting. Then under financial accounting, we have general ledger. Then under general ledger, there will be several configuration nodes. So consultant directly configure the through using the SPRO and IMG. But in public cloud, what happens? The configuration of the system happens via CBC. So in CBC, if you go in CBC, there will be a configuration activity tab, there will be a specific tab, configuration activity. So under configuration activity, you will be seeing different activities which are there as per your business process. So you just need to simply open that and just maintain the configuration data into it. It's not like more of like you will be going SPRO and doing the activities. So that is what like SSUI means. You got right, like what, like you understood, or
Okay.
you want me to explain further?
What is the full form of SSUI?
So, I'm not able to recollect the full form of the SSUI, but it's more of like technical like that. See, simple. What is the SSUI mean? For example, if you wanted to what used to happen, we used to go to the another screen to configure the system, right? But in SSUI, what happens? We can configure the system in the same CBC screen only. We won't need to go to the another tab or anything. but everything will be done in the CBC only. You won't be needed to open any like a nodes where you need to go drill down, and like it used to take a lot of time, right? To go a different opening up of a different nodes and clicking on different items to configure. So that is what it makes a difference. So since SAP Public Cloud follows a clean core approach, so customer cannot access the entire backend configuration like SPRO, like on on-prem what we used to do. Instead, SAP exposes a selected configuration activities through SSUIs. So what happens when you select your scope items, there will be relevant configuration activities which will be activated based on your scope items. So you just need to touch that areas and configure the system. Yes, this is the full form of it. Self-service configuration user interface. So Parvat, I hope you got the answer.
Yes, I got. Thank you.
Yeah. So moving on to the scope item, I believe I've already covered it, but I will tell you like more on the high level. So this is one of the another important concept in public cloud. So scope item is like a pre-configured business process provided by the SAP, and that can be activated and used during the implementation. So instead of building every process from scratch, SAP delivers ready-made business process which are termed as a best practice processes. So think of a scope item like a apps on your apps on your mobile phone. So when you buy a new phone, you don't have any apps, right? Like whatever you use in a daily. So you will be going to the Play Store and you will be installing the applications which are needed as per your need. So similarly in public cloud, you don't configure every finance process from zero. So you activate this SAP predefined business process that is via scope item. So if I wanted to give an example in terms of finance, for example, if a customer say that they wanted a general ledger accounting, so SAP will be having already a scope items which is related to general ledger accounting. So as a consultant, what we need to do, we need to activate that like what are the SAP has delivered and follow the process flow and do the necessary configuration and document it. So that is the only thing we need to do, and the system will be ready for the day-to-day activities. So similarly, for each and every scope item, there will be a scope code. For example, for general ledger accounting, there will be a scope code which stands for J58. For account receivable, there will be a scope called J59. So whatever the scope which you will be selecting before a pre-implementation, that scope will be same deployed in the CBC, and based on that, you will be doing your further configuration. And the next is SAP Activate. So you might hear this term like SAP Activate implementation methodology, like ASAP Activate SAP methodology, right? So similarly, in public cloud also, we follow a structured framework that provides the methodology, like a tools and accelerators and best practices required to successfully implement the system. So think of SAP Activate as a project roadmap that guides the company from project kickoff to the go live. Sorry, any questions? Anyone? Hello?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. So why SAP Activate? So in ECC project, So the implementation was lengthy, right? And even the requirement gathering from the business, it used to take a lot of months. And like heavy customization was like a common, like the business used to come with lot of more of customization. But what SAP has introduced in the activate methodology is that the faster implementation and faster delivery and everything is standardized, like the process itself is standardized, and it's more of a fit to standard approach. So fit to standard is something like a workshop. It's like before, like a pre-configuration, like it will be happening in the prepare phase where there we will be conducting the workshop. So this we will be covering in the upcoming classes in detail. Yeah, so that's what SAP Activate methodology stands for. So the next is who can learn. Just sorry. So who can learn? So the course is suitable for a wide range of professionals. Existing functional consultant can also upskill into public cloud, and similarly, a finance professional who wants to upskill into public cloud, they can also learn this. And similarly, ERP support professionals, so currently who are working as a support users or a end user, they can also step in into the functional consulting side by learning this skill. And the business users who wanted to understand SAP finance process. And similarly, professionals with a limited SAP experience can start learning. And also the freshly graduates, they can also step in and learning into the SAP public cloud. And it's suitable for all level of audience who are whether they are working in some of the like other domain also. It's like the learning is open for all level of working professionals and the learners. So the most important point that is jobs in SAP S/4HANA public cloud. So now let's discuss on the career opportunities. So the currently market approach in terms of SAP is witnessing a large scale transition from ECC to the S/4HANA. So if you are aware, SAP stating that whoever having currently the ECC, so they will be stop providing the support by the 2027. So they are asking all the companies to migrate from ECC to the cloud-based solution. So as a company and an organization moving towards public cloud, there is a increasing demand for a consultant who understand both finance process and public cloud implementation concepts. So in terms of career opportunities, which there is a lots of more openings which are there for the public cloud consultant because there are no there are very less number of public cloud consultants available in the market because if you know there you if you see there are a lot of folks who are having the knowledge on-prem but they are limited with the knowledge of public cloud. And if you think from the SAP perspective, so right now SAP is mostly driven into the AI. So they are constantly working on lot of AI things like Joule. So Joule is like more of like a SAP chat GPT we can say, where you can just give a command and it will get you all the necessary data from the system. So they are mostly working on tech-driven things right now. And that can be seen in the public cloud. Like whatever the innovation they are currently working on, that same can be visible in the public cloud. So when you are working as a when you are training yourself, sorry. Hello.
Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead. Sorry, that was a
So,
mistake. Sorry.
okay, yeah. So if you see from the large level, SAP is working more into the tech side. Like they're constantly upgrading the public cloud platform by providing the like innovating the business process, and they are finding out a way that how can a customer can innovate their own business process, which can which can increase their efficiency. And from the consultant perspective, think of it like how the SAP is evolving. Similarly, you will also be evolving by adopting the technologies and learning the latest skill in the market. So if you learn this skill, so if you know like what will be the team, like how you will be treated in terms of when you're going for any opportunity. For example, if there are two consultants who are having, one is having a on-prem and one is having a public cloud experience. So the company will definitely go for one is having a public cloud experience, and even he will be getting the better pay as compared to the on-prem ones because he adopted that skill which is currently trending in the market right now. So there are a lot of opportunities in the market when it comes to the public cloud. So what are the roles you can uh, consider yourself after learning this skill? So you can work as a SAP FI consultant, and similarly you can work as a S4HANA public cloud consultant, and you can also work as a support consultant who will be in charging of dealing with all the resolving all the day-to-day business issue which the business is facing. And also you can work as a business process consultant. So basically in SAP, we are having a multiple sub-modules like procure to pay, record to report, order to cash, and there are also other modules like group reporting. So if you are the one who is looking to upgrade your skill in when any of the niche, then can become that particular particular business process consultant of that process, where you can develop your own solutions based on the current client demands. So why you should join this training? So we will be covering more of real-time industry skills. We will also understand actual business process, and we will try to relate all that business process in the servers, like in the practical way. And we will also gain implementation plus support knowledge. Like this course is designed something from start, like we will be seeing something from implementation to the go live via practical approach. And and the best part is that we will be working on the latest tech, that is public cloud system. And this course is um mostly pointing out towards the certification and for the better job opportunities. And also this will act as a strong SAP career foundation in your journey. Yeah, so that's it from my side. So now the forum is open for your questions. If anyone have any questions or anyone wanted to know anything, yeah, feel free to ask.
Can I ask some question? If you don't mind?
Yeah, go ahead.
In public cloud, finance means it is included controlling as well, and FSCM. Okay, you are covering only GL, AR, AP, asset accounting. Am I right?
So for this, as this is something like a introductory, right? So I haven't touched that area because like right now the focus was to just understand, like provide you an overview of how the things looks in the public cloud. So that's why I didn't added anything related to the controlling here. But however, we will be covering that as well in the upcoming classes.
Okay. And one more question in ECC or S4. Okay, we are seeing AC docker table by using table SC16 or XC16N or H. Okay, in public cloud, how can we see that tables?
Okay, so Parvat, right?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to hear from you. So as you mentioned that you have been working on the public cloud from last 3-4 months, right?
Yes.
So did you ever try questioning to your team or anyone like I wanted to like explore, or you did explore the how the tables look like in public cloud? Like what is your understanding in terms of tables in public cloud
No,
before I
actually,
answer?
I came to know that is it through ChatGPT CDS. CDS through CDS we can see that one, but I did not try that one either. How to check that one? That's why I told you that is I have limited knowledge in public cloud.
Okay. Basically, in public cloud, we are having a table, but that table stores the data in backend. So,
Mm-hmm.
unlike ECC, where we just go to the SC16N and we type the table name, right, where we get the data. But
Yeah.
in public cloud, as you said, CDS is the something which we use to drill down the data. So, CDS stands for Customer Data Browser, which like a application where you need to give the CDS view. I mean, you need to insert a CDS view. For example, if you wanted to get a GL account master data, you just need to input the CDS view in it and it will get the CDS data. So you might have this question, why did they replace the tables with the CDS view? So what SAP did, earlier what used to happen, we used to run several T codes, right, to pull up the data. But in SAP, if you run any report, there they've introduced all the fields which are which are relevant to that particular report. For example, if I wanted to extract the line item report when I'm into the screen, I have all the fields which are currently used to available in the ECC. I just need to filter it out based on my requirement, and I just need to click on export. It's not like where I need to go to the table to pull up the data. So they don't like SAP don't wanted to keep the dependency of like a table level in public cloud as well.
Okay. And one more thing, this is a public cloud. This is server is there. SAP is giving to multiple clients, right? How data means it means anybody can see those data in client data. Why? Because client means if you go that is on premise or private, it's restrict, right? But it's if the client will take this public cloud server, how can restrict the data, client data?
See, being it's on public cloud, so it's not like that it will be viewing for all the customers or anyone can view it. So the only difference is that your data will be managed like it will be stored in their server. It's not like that they will be having a direct access to it.
And one more last question. If I join this course, okay, are you providing public cloud server?
So currently, right now we are working on it. Like we are checking it, like how we can get the server. So like if we found any relevant source or anything like that, definitely we are trying to provide you the servers so that you guys can practice, like have a real-time practice. So I can't confirm regarding the server, but yeah, we are working on it.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
In addition to the Parvat Shravan, see, regarding this access, if you come to a public cloud, no, this training, we required, as you know, it is in a BTP and CBC, and as you told, it's an SSUI. This all the access will available in the market.
See, basically, as a consultant, we will be working on two screens. So one
Okay.
is CBC and one
Okay.
is like your Fury screen. I mean the
Fury
public
screen.
cloud
Correct.
client screen.
Correct. Correct.
So if you see in the market, I guess like right now, mostly you can get the Fury screen. But regarding the CBC, that is currently available in the SAP platform only. I mean in the Learning Hub platform. So if you have a learning hub access, then you can access the CBC from there itself.
Or is it if we have an S user ID access, then we can access from there for CBC application?
Yeah. If you are you having P user ID or S user ID right now?
I have S user ID, I have access.
Okay. No, I believe like you should have P user ID because S user ID is something we will be using to SAP for raising the I mean the
Exactly.
request.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. You are correct. P also I have correct. It is integrated in that both.
Yeah. So you should have a P user ID. So from P user ID you can access the system from Learning Hub.
Okay. But in market it is not available for CBC, because major configuration, if you for implementation perspective, all the configuration we supposed to be do the from CBC only, no, not directly in Fury, is
Correct,
it?
correct. See, basically, see, CBC is something like a high-level tool, right? Because where we'll be selecting all the scope items, and it's like a brain, you can say, of the system. So, I don't think so. It will be easily available in the market as well. But I will check if someone is providing that as well. I will let you know on that.
Yeah, please. If you get this access, then only it will be useful, because as you said, it is there is a for scope ID and all, we should activate, go in each and every area there is a scope ID, how to activate, and if you would show that, that will be very useful as, because I know just no very it's no uh, not deeply, I just know where
Hmm.
I've seen some training courses I seen there, so I have some idea, not that much
Hmm.
no if you give practical knowledge by the applications, that would be very good useful in coming days.
Yeah, like the course will be more of practical only. But the only thing is that we will try our best to provide you the server access as well. In terms of like, if you see from the real time perspective, you won't be always working on the CBC access. Like you won't
Yeah,
be
during
touching
implementation
the
only
CBC much level. Yeah, correct. So during the
during implementation
implementation only, you will be touching that area. You got my point, right? What I'm trying to
yes,
say.
yes, I
Because
understood. Yeah,
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 most of the time you will be working on the theory only. Like whatever the nodes you will be seeing from the configuration perspective, the same will be visible in the application called implementation activities. It's nothing but like a similar to the SPRO only. From there also you can do the configuration. But the CBC is something like which is used in the at the pre-implementation phase,
yeah.
like during the time of implementation. Yeah. Any questions?
Yeah, that's all from my end. The only thing is the way you are giving is a very good knowledge, and I feel somewhat no, I feel very better than whatever I learned yeah,
Mhm.
through the course theoretical.
Yeah, thanks for your feedback. I appreciate for that.
So there's a one question, Shravan, in the chat. Kalyan is asking, if I join the course, can I work in a private cloud also?
Yeah, so the concepts are more of like similar in both the cloud environment. So the only difference you will be seeing is that in private cloud you will be having the GUI access, and apart from that, the working of the ecosystem of the cloud is same. There also you will be working on the Fury as well, and in public cloud also you will be working on the Fury as well. So the only difference is that there you get the GUI, but the process and all remain the same. I hope that answer your question, Kalyan.
Kalyan, we can't hear you. In case if that got clarified, we are happy. If at all you have any other open questions, you are not audible, Kalyan. Looks like some mic issue from your side. Maybe you can drop a message what exactly the remaining thing that you have it, or if you are happy with the answer that you wanted. And the course fees wise, yeah. So the market is charging very high for this course, but we are trying to make it affordable for everyone. So we'll announce the course fee very soon. So which will be very much affordable for you all. Okay. So nothing to worry on the course fees wise. Our major focus is on providing a quality content rather than a commercial point of view.
Yes, that is what I am also expecting. Shravan, see, if you give all the whatever you have been seeing in as of today in all the scenarios, try to bring us, that will be very helpful as well, because I'm working in the Infosys. I have been seeing lot of demand for public cloud. That's the reason I'm willing to join here. And the way you are giving is a good. That's what I want to also join. Please try to give all. I'm requesting to give all the knowledge transferring to everyone. That will be very helpful.
Not at all a problem, Aish. Yes, we understand the candidates' pulse also. So we don't want to make it competitive. This one, we go competitive only in the content. We don't go with the commercial wise the competitive. We want the content, the quality content to be available for all the aspirants. That's my only goal at this moment. Okay.
Yeah, thanks, sir. Thank you.
We have our alumni from various batches. There are many people, they know that what quality we provided. All right, I think there's one more question from Kalyan. In private cloud, is G reports available? Is that what your question, Kalyan? Okay.
Yeah, so we can develop our own GT codes in a private cloud because there we will be working on the GUI, right? So in GUI we have the option to create and deploy the GT code. And simple, like if you see GUI and on-prem is not like nothing much a difference in terms of both, where you have a freedom to do whatever you want in terms of developing the T codes. So the public cloud approach is more of like a standard approach, what the SAP is currently providing. That's
One
what
more
we need
question,
to follow.
Steven. Sorry for interruption. In public cloud, though your customer wants to do implement for customizing still G
Mm-hmm.
reports any extra, still there is option
Mm-hmm.
is there or not?
Like if customer is demanding that they wanted to have some Z reports, so what
Industry
basically,
specifications.
correct. Yeah, I understood your question. So what happens? You have two options. One is you develop from your end via BTP, and another one is like you approach the SAP, like you raise a ticket to the SAP, stating the like the urgency of the requirement and criticality of like important is criticality of the requirement. And if they feel like this is something which is needed for all the customers in the specific industry, sure, they will be work on that report and they will push it during the time of upgrade. Or else you can simply, with your tech team, you can develop that report in the BTP. Like you can host that report in the BTP. And also like SAP also provide us a well integrations, right? Like for example, if the company is much bigger, they will be having some specific other team like data and analytics team. So where like if you have you heard about this term SAC, SAP Analytics Cloud. So basically it's another platform where all the data folks will be working on it. So with the help of them, you can develop your own reports as well from there. I hope this answer your question.
Yes, yes, yes.
Hmm.
SAC team is normally it is there. Correct.
Correct,
System.
yeah. So they mostly like as you ask for the report, so this report will be catered via SAC only. In rare case, if the business is having some critical dependency on some reports, then they will try to have a conversation with SAP.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, any questions, anyone?
Okay, just
before
to
we
share more information about the course, right? And those who are interested, maybe upcoming sessions will continue on a weekends, only on a Saturday and Sunday particularly, starting at 6:30 p.m. IST, and maybe the session can go approx 1.5 hours and an average time. If possible, we may extend up to 2 hours, 6:30 to 8:30 IST. Keeping in mind there are many working professionals who are upgrading to this. So that's the current preferable time that we are going ahead with. So it requires approx 50 plus hours of duration for us to get hands-on on this. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, Shravan. So if that requires any additional effort for the candidates to understand.
yes.
Okay. So, and yeah, so I'll also share about the course fee and other things by next week. I just wanted to make it more affordable for everyone once again. That's the only thing you will expect it. So those who are interested and wanted to receive more information from us, I just dropped a feedback form in the chat. Feel free to fill it so that that will be helpful for us to see, so that we can communicate only with the interested participants. Okay. So yeah, in case if you guys have any other specific questions, feel free to reach out on this number or the email ID that you have seen earlier. So we'll be happy to address any of your questions. We'll again see you in next sessions. Okay. Thank you so much everyone on this wonderful evening. If no questions from anyone, we are going to drop off.
Yeah, thank you everyone for your time and participation. I hope this session provide you a clear understanding of SAP HANA Public Cloud Finance. So I am looking forward